This is Ragnar for Boxing UK, here with Tunde Ajayi. Tunde, what's going on? Good night for you.
Oh yeah, it's good. Win is always good, so I'm happy.
Joe's coming along. Do you know what I said about Joe? He's fighting constantly. He's fighting on the TM14 shows. He's fighting on the Warren shows. You're keeping
Yes,
him active. Keeping him
I
active.
I think activity is paramount for any young professional. And if you look at Anthony, the beginning of Anthony's career, it was the same. I made sure that he was fighting as often as possible. And it's the same with Joe. You know, when you don't have any amateur experience, and I say no amateur experience because 10 fights is not really experience. The key is to develop them in the professional scene, and that's what he's doing.
Good fight. Continues undefeated streak. And I've literally, when he got out of the ring, I looked on Instagram and I saw he's fighting on October the 14th. So
Bro.
you're just lining them up.
Yeah, I'm doing my part as a manager and as a trainer, and Frank Warren is helping assist, allowing them to fight on other shows, and that's it. That's how we're going to develop him. That's how he's going to gain the experience which he didn't have as an amateur. You can see already he's gone from 4 to 6. His last 2 fights have been 6, and this is still his first year as a professional. So again, it shows the kind of belief I have. But we need to take time still because he needs to develop.
And of course, going on to fellow fighter, Anthony Yard. He'll be fighting on the Zhang Joyce undercard.
Yes.
What direction is Anthony going in now?
One fight at a time. Same answer I've been answering today, and throughout Anthony's career, we've always taken one fight at a time because anything can happen in boxing. You've got to take every opponent seriously. Ricky Summers he's not coming to lie down. For him, it's his world title. Literally, it's a world title for him, and it's our job to make sure that he knows he's in there with AY.
Well, many are saying after his last performance against Batoviev, Anthony Yard has claimed to say he's the best light heavyweight in the UK at this point from his performances.
Yeah,
and I think many would agree.
Yeah, I mean, listen, rankings is always, for me, you go back and watch your interviews, and he's always been number 1 for me. It's just a case of proving it, having the fights where you can showcase his skills, because we fought the top guys, and it's so funny. Anthony has the least experience, but has dared to be great. And now he's the one actually, although not having the amateur pedigree and stuff, he's the most experienced light heavyweight in this country.
He's had the balls to step in with the big guys when it counts.
That's what it's about. If you want to be great, you've got to attempt to be great. You can't say you want to be great and then don't, when the opportunity arises, take it. So everyone's different, but that's just the way Anthony has wanted his career to go, and that's how it's gone. And we all know his day will come.
Of course, just going on to other news over the weekend, of course, Anthony Joshua got the big KO, got what he was all looking for. Talk us through your thoughts on that one.
I mean, listen, I always get butchered online, which hence why I don't do many interviews unless one of our guys are fighting. But I actually think it's a good performance. People are here, what people are saying, but, it's a rebuilding job. And the biggest room is the room for improvement, and he's improved. It was an improvement from the Franklin fight. I'm hearing about this tentative performances and not being pulling the trigger, but he got a knockout. What more can you ask for? As a trainer and as the fighter himself, he has to be happy with that. And he boxed the way he wanted to box. He was not forced to box any other way. And congratulations to him.
Of course, the talks of Deontay Wilder in January. How do you fancy Anthony's chances going into that one from the performance last week?
I've said it, and I'm gonna again. I don't care the headlines. You can brush me. Because I don't care what people say anyway. Anthony Joshua knocks out Deontay Wilder. I said it 3 years ago. I'm saying it now. He would knock out Deontay Wilder. So jump on the bandwagon now, because you know how people are. When it happens, now all of a sudden, I knew AJ was going to win. I'm telling you, he's going to knock him out.
So of course we had a high over the weekend, British boxing at its peak. Great news, Anthony Joshua back on the map. But over the last few days, an advice finding another bust, Alicia Baumgardner. Of course, stuff we don't want to talk about in sport, but it seems to be happening quite often now. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
You know what? It's so funny because I watched a documentary on Netflix with Victor Conte, the previous owner of Balco, now Snack. And this drugs business, it's incredible. I'm like, so basically, like, we really don't know. Clean boxers really don't know if they're fighting clean other boxers. Because the way that the scientific element in which they go into now to enhance themselves, it's hard to detect. It's hard, they're doing it through creams and all these kind of substances. And it's one of the reasons why I can't endorse it. Anybody who takes drugs, I've said it, you're trying to take the life of someone's child. And I feel that there must be stiff punishment. One shit is proven conclusively that you have taken performance-enhancing medication. That's what I don't call it PEDs. It's performance-enhancing medication. Straight ban for life. Because we're in a sport where the objective is to render your opponent unconscious. So it's hard enough as it is for two combatants to, conscious. So it's hard enough as it is for two combatants to, duel with each other, knowing that one is knowingly taking drugs to defeat them. That's just not right. That ain't right, and I don't condone it. And is that the right word? Condone
Yeah,
it?
I don't condone it. I don't
when you try to talk different.
Try to throw some words in there, some nice words.
You know the ones there. I just don't agree with it, and I feel that it's really sad for the sport at this present time. It's like we're hearing case after case after case. So it's like, who is clean? Who is not clean?
One thing I find is that we're getting a trend as well, fighters who are popping, but they're pleading their innocence. They're pleading, no, it's not the case.
That's a very good point, Rakim. And I've said it. You need to start pointing the finger at yourself. Because you can't keep on saying, I don't know where this comes from. The individual, the athlete, the boxer must take responsibility. Because if what you're saying is that you don't know nothing about it, then who is around you? Who is giving you supplements? Who's giving you your water? Who are your team members that you've allowed to come in close proximity to you, to the point where you're failing multiple drugs tests? Something ain't wrong, but what I do say is that the boxers themselves do have to look within themselves and make decisions which is not going to be detrimental to their careers.
Well, as well as Tunde, I completely agree. It's a problem in the sport, and it needs to be stamped out ASAP. But I just heard the main event go in. I know you've been busy all night. Thank you again for your time. Always a pleasure, bro.
Always a pleasure.
And we'll catch you at the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the interview, bro.